do have to record. So it's nice to meet you. I've been
Nice
going
to
back
meet
and
you
forth.
too.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with Tina. I assume that's your sister.
No, actually, Tina is what my business partner and my life partner.
Oh,
Actually,
nice. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome.
yep.
All right. So yeah, this
Not in
interview.
a, but not in that way.
Oh.
We have a very interesting history. She is
Hmm.
actually my ex-wife, who we have 3 children together,
Hmm.
and we run a business together, and we're best friends. So she never
Oh,
changed her name back. But yeah, we stayed together in every way people can. I'm not a believer that people are erasable, you know.
hmm.
I think when you love somebody, you love them. It's just whether or not you choose to remain open to that love, even though
I,
it takes a different form.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Um, well, it's pretty great. Like I said, it's awesome to meet you. So yeah, this interview is for the Current magazine and the upcoming music competition that's going on for your upcoming film, A Girl Like Him.
Yes.
I saw A Girl Like Her, a very deep, deep, deep movie. So yeah, so the first question is about the music competition itself. How did this come about? And can you just give me the details as to what this competition entails?
Sure. So the music competition is a way to explore artists out there who might not have their music on a platform yet, or have, I would say, a following as large as they'd like to, for people to hear their music, to be featured possibly in the film A Girl Like Him. And we did the exact same thing with A Girl Like Her, and it proved to be very successful. We had artists from all over the country send us their music, and actually different parts of the world,
Mm,
because the idea of having all genres open to this competition is what makes magic happen, right?
mhm,
So when you discover an artist, just like filmmakers or just like any type of artists out there, when they have their bubble that they're within and they don't know how to expand, and in the digital era of music, of the streaming time, that we live in now, it's a lot easier to be discovered, especially with TikTok and Instagram and all those beautiful soundscapes that you can upload and people can reuse your audio.
mhm.
This allows it to be in a longer format at the same kind of narrative. So the overall goal is to feature as many artists that we can with different genres. I'm not looking for just one genre of music, to help us shape this story, and it becomes almost a character in the story. And that's what we're hoping to do again.
Awesome, awesome. So, A Girl Like Him. This is different than A Girl Like Her because A Girl Like Her that touched on a very, very, very deep, deep topic that needed to be addressed. However, the tone of A Girl Like Him is more in the sense of love and coming of age for a non-binary teen. Um, so, what type of music you just touched on it a little bit that you're looking for all types of music. You're looking for all genres to be submitted for this competition.
Yeah,
What type of energy would you like for the music to bring to those who are looking to submit something?
great. That's a great question. So obviously, with any movie and any
Mhm.
story, there is a wave of different emotions that
Yeah.
happen throughout, that are threaded throughout the film. And so with that, the music is also a variety of emotion that happens during the film.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have something quiet and soft, like something folky, or something a little bit more, uh, I'd say, soft rock,
Mm-hmm.
soft, easy listening type of
Yeah.
music. And then you can go into a hard rock with some of the, even metal with some of the more aggressive scenes,
Mm-hmm.
to maybe a crooner. I'm totally loving a
Yeah.
crooner, a Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, Harry
Mm.
Connick Jr. style
I love that.
singer, male and or female,
Mm-hmm.
or non-binary, of course.
Okay.
And it really has an open, there's almost this open door, this clean slate to kind of come in and help thread this story with this music. That's why I'm open to all different types of music, because when I hear it, I'll know which
Hmm.
scene that would work beautifully in. And that's what I love about this, is because I not only get to hear new artists,
Hmm.
but they also get to help shape how these scenes play out and the emotion that they bring. That's the fun part of it.
Oh man, that's so cool because yeah, you get to dictate which part this goes in and how it'll progress
Yeah,
the storyline. I love that so much. All right. So you're from Michigan, correct?
I am. Yes,
You went to EMU, if I researched correctly.
I did. Yes, I did both my bachelor's and my master's.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice, nice. What'd you major in?
And double major in my bachelor's was communication and telecom and film. And then my master's was in communication because I was teaching at the university level at that time. And that's what I really wanted to do, was thread education and bring an entertainment value to it with my
Hmm.
background in film and television production. And so I thought that's where I was going to end up, was teaching
Hmm.
more so. And then I started my own company because I did educational films for the first several years of my company. So I worked with a lot of young people and I love telling their stories.
Nice, nice. So with this competition, when it comes to Michigan artists in particular, do you kind of find yourself having a bit of a soft spot, or is this something, because this is for a Michigan newspaper or Michigan magazine, so I do have to put a bit of a Michigan spin on it.
Sure.
So when it comes to Michigan artists, what do you have any like positives to say, or do you have like a certain influence that kind of bring you back home, if you will?
Well, of course, music growing up in Motown, right?
Yeah,
Growing up
yeah.
in Motown, there is just, Michigan is home to so many talented artists. I could just name a few without singling them out for any other reason than other people know them.
Hmm.
There are a lot of artists out there that people don't know. And we discovered some that the music industry here in Michigan, not just in Detroit, because Greta Van Fleet from Flint,
Yeah.
uh, so proud of those young men and what they've accomplished so far. But just in our own backyards, people, especially today, with what you can do and how you can create music.
Hmm.
And so Michigan has always been a soft spot for me for creation. I've kept my business here on for emotional reasons. My family's here. I love this state. I love the people I work with. I love the artists I get to meet, uh, and kind of it's a family unit. And
Hmm.
so with the music portion of it, we've met some incredible artists through competitions like this one in particular, Olivia Miller Shin. I will talk about Olivia all day long because Olivia wrote the song I Can Say that was featured in A Girl Like Her in the third act. And it actually shaped the entire way we chose to edit and thread that last very emotional,
Hmm.
difficult to watch scene together because of Olivia's song. And that song went on and is still streaming. I don't even know what the number is up today, but she hit over 3 million streams on Spotify. It was a huge success for Olivia.
Yeah.
She probably would love to talk about it and be here to talk about it. And we consider that what we want to do for all of the artists. Michigan based, of course, number one, our Michigan artists. They're bring them all to us, send us the songs, and we'll do everything we can to feature them. And when they fit perfectly, you could have a spotlight song like I Can Say, and suddenly you find yourself at 3 million, 5 million, 10 million streams. And because at the end of the day, the film profits nothing from the music that's shared. We simply use it to help thread the emotional pieces of the story together, feature the music. The artists retain all of their copyright, all of their ability to profit off of their own music. I wouldn't dare ask to do that. So
Oh, that is
it's a
absolutely
win-win
amazing.
for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Music featured in a film that could end up, and if it had the success, if A Girl Like Him has the success of A Girl Like Her,
Hmm.
millions of people have seen A Girl Like Her. It's all over the world, translated in numerous languages. It was a Netflix viral hit. It's still very hot on Amazon. It was one of Sundance's top films for a long time, as well as YouTube's on those channels.
Hmm.
And I probably don't even know the outreach that the film, there's only so much I can keep track of in our distributor,
Yeah.
but we know it's a lot of places. So we're hoping that musicians see this as a wonderful opportunity to get their music heard. And then from there, they release it and say, hey, we're in the movie A Girl Like Him,
Yeah.
if that's our working title. So I'm not sure what it'll end up being. A Girl Like Her's original title was The Bully Chronicles. So we never know
Oh.
where the title's going to be. We
Hmm.
just know that for the brand, it probably is best to keep it a girl within A Girl Like.
Mm. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I was going to switch over to talking a little bit about the film. Just the overall, how did the idea come about to, hey, this is going to be a follow-up successor to A Girl Like Her, or what was the game plan to say, hey, we need a follow-up, and how did the idea come about?
Well, A Girl Like Her was kind of a standalone,
Hmm.
5 years in the making film that was a very passionate personal project of mine. And it was a very healing project for me to tell the story of Jessica and Avery, and to tell it in that way was so we could see both sides of the story, because for reasons that we understand, we normally want to protect the victim, and we very rarely want to put any attention on the bully. But in order to solve the epidemic, it was always my intuitive belief that we had to get to the heart of the problem, and that was what is causing the behavior.
Hmm.
A Girl Like Him is a personal story about a teenager who will be representing millions and millions of kids across this country and around the globe that are being grouped into a cluster, right?
Hmm.
And that grouping then gets judged without learning about the individual, without learning about what they go through, what their personal story is. We lump together with labels, and then we assume that we know. This is a way to get into the heart of someone who has an experience that's super personal, not only just to them, but also to the people around them, and the domino effect that it has on the lives of the people who love this individual who bravely comes out to say, I don't fit. I don't fit in the box that society wants me to live in. And it's relatable, I think, on a global scale to say, we can't just box people, we can't just label people and then assume that that does not stunt their growth. In some cases, sadly, keep kids from wanting to stay here on the planet. We know far too many of them. We need to open our hearts to understand that our world is so much brighter when we share it with each other openly and celebrate our differences. As cliche as it sounds, it's unbelievable in the year 2022 that we are still having to use such a cliche, but it's not being practiced in so many parts of our world. And the story came about my personal experience with growing up different
Mhm.
and feeling isolated and alone at times and not really having anybody to talk to about that
Mhm.
because no one understood. And now some parts of the world, some
Yeah.
parts of the country
Mhm.
accept LGBTQ for the ones they understand. But you
Mhm.
hear all the time, I don't understand this non-binary. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, I can even understand trans, but I don't understand non-binary. I certainly don't understand all these. What's pan? What's non? But what do you mean? What do you mean you don't think you're a gender? I mean, we hear
Yeah.
it all the time.
Mhm.
And so for me, the hope is that the threading of a girl like him following a girl like her
Mhm.
offers not only the fans of a girl like her to come into another story that
Mhm.
we see all sides of the experience, but also people who have never heard of a girl like her that could benefit from watching this film and then saying, okay, so what's a girl like her about? Because let's face it, we all need to see a film that makes us think, that makes us
Mhm.
open our hearts and see a side that we maybe haven't seen before. And I have a hope for a girl like him.
What's that?
Hope is that I would love to start a worldwide discussion, and this is certainly not new. I will
Yeah.
not be the first to say this.
Mhm.
I would love to start a worldwide discussion with both my LGBTQ community and our straight allies,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
we have so many, to have a conversation about, are we confusing people with all of our labels?
Mm.
Are we kind of isolating ourselves by coming out of the boxes that society puts us in? And are we putting ourselves in these boxes? Because there is discrimination within all communities, even
Mhm.
within the community that you live within,
Yeah.
when you identify with. There, we all want to get it right. And I think that our allies are out there saying, I'm kind of afraid to even talk about things because
Mhm.
I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to offend anyone. And most of us in the community saying there are no bad questions. Ask us anything. Ask us anything you would like to know.
Mhm.
Because the more you understand, the more we can be free to be who we are, the more you'll be able to speak on it very clearly to other people who may not understand. I just look at it as I'm fluid. I'm fluid. And what that means is that I'm not just one way.
Mhm.
And in my fluidity, the people in my personal circle, the people I share intimate space with, my closest friends, my family, they know what they'll get to know what that means. Outside of that, I don't know if anybody else needs to know what being fluid is. If I'm fluid with gender, if I'm
Yeah.
fluid with sexuality,
Mhm.
I'm simply fluid. And we talk about that in A Girl Like Him, that we could be labeling ourselves out of the conversation. And
Mm.
we need to stay relevant in keeping up with what people are showing us in the
Mhm.
evolution that is happening to the human race. And I want to live in a world that we keep evolving. And so it's very, just to come full circle back to your question,
Yeah.
it's of course a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to allow a girl like him to follow in the footsteps of a girl like her,
Mm.
that opens up a dialogue of what can be uncomfortable,
Mhm.
because it can be very uncomfortable to talk about having compassion for a bully.
Mhm.
It can be very uncomfortable to see a bully as a victim.
Yeah.
But the same thing for a girl like her, that how do we embrace our differences and how do we support not just those that are out there trying to live authentically who they are, but
Mhm.
also our allies who are trying to speak up for us and be there for us, that can we give them the support they need to have those difficult conversations. And I
No.
don't know about you, but I've run into many people that have been like, I don't get that. I don't get
Oh,
that.
yeah, certainly.
And I say, well, maybe it's time to ask some questions, or
Mhm.
maybe it's time to find out. I don't really, and then I think they just get turned off. So then we lose allies that way. And I would rather keep everybody feeling as much as possible that they can ask anything and create a safe space. Because I think what these films do are they create safe spaces for people to have these conversations. You show the film, and then whether that's in a public forum amongst a group of friends, you watch it individually, and it helps answer a lot of questions. But on top of it, you have these characters that you fall in love with, that you now get to see people that you once knew only from a distance, and they're now more relatable to you. They're now more personal. You're invested more. And that's the importance of making films like this. I think A Girl Like Her, A Girl Like Him is entertainment. Sure, it's all there.
Yeah.
But if we can create something magical by creating these films, that's all I could ever wish for.
I sincerely appreciate every word, and I am with you 100%. I am ecstatic for the release of this film. So right now, where is the film at? Is it post production, in production right now, or?
Yeah, we start shooting August 3rd. So our production is for the month of August.
Okay.
And then we will be having a first assembly. Our plan is to get our first assembly out. It's going to be tight for for a Sundance submission. And then, which the deadline for that is September 26th. So someone might actually be on an airplane flying to those headquarters and submitting it, even though digitally we can submit it. That's aging me right there, because back in my day, there was no such thing as uploading a file that size.
Yeah.
Or any file whatsoever. We had to get on airplanes and hand deliver to stations.
Oh my goodness.
Broadcasting, yes. The world that we live in now is so beautiful that way.
Yes.
So that's the plan, is to have the movie completed sometime late fall.
All right. And for the music competition itself, when would you like submissions to be sent by?
We are asking for submissions to be in by August 15th. If we have to extend it, we will. But if somebody's finishing up a piece or they want to write one for us to consider, we'd be over the moon about that. And so August 15th, I believe I don't have the press release in front of me. And then there's actually a website, an email address to send those to.
All right, that was my next question, is how should people submit it to you? And I believe I do have the email in the press kit that I received.
Okay.
I believe that is all the questions I have. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for talking with me about all things important in life.
Absolutely. All right. I'm about to stop the recording. So thank you very much.